Hi, I'm Glenn Jones, and I'm with Stacey Bay on Vibe in Radio.
Having been the so somewhere in a person and we're starting to dance. And it's also crush on you, hoping deep down inside you wanted me to. And now we're here together, but we're planning ourselves for a future. There's so much that we can do.
Hey, it's your girl Stacey Bay here at City Winery, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Mr. Glenn Jones. How are you, Glenn?
I'm good. How are you, Stacey?
I'm ecstatic. He just did an amazing show, and I just want to get right into it. Before I even talk about your new music, I did watch the Unsung, and I want to say I thank you so much for not compromising your values and sticking with giving us this timeless love music. That's what I call it, because that's what's missing right now. And just my first question would be, how was that really for you when you had to kind of, go against the label regarding what you really wanted to do musically and they wanted you to change?
It didn't bother me. I was just staying true to who I am and to, the music that I like to create. I don't just do music to make money. I do music because I love doing it. They say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. There's a lot of talent in the world. There's some people that sing their face off, but nobody will ever know. But because, God blessed me with the opportunity to, be seen and get that exposure, then, my life it's been fulfilled, with what I've always wanted to do and what I've always wanted to be.
And you started out in the church, right?
Yeah, I started out in the church, and I've always, even, through my journey of singing R&B, I never let that go. It's in my music.
It's in your music.
I cannot deny that, so, I'm still doing that same thing.
Did you get any backlash from family, especially, your parents, regarding saying, hey, I don't want to do this music, I want to go into secular?
Well, no, I didn't get backlash from my family. I got backlash from, people, the public, our church members and, haters, really people that want to just, and my mother, I watched my mother live the life. She didn't just talk about it, she lived it. And she didn't have no problem with it, and she used to like to say, well, my son sings love songs, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing about it is that, being married and having kids and stuff, you're in a relationship, with your husband or your wife, and you need something other than, Jesus keep me near the cross.
Right.
We got to figure out how we can be near one another, be close to each other as a unit, as a, man and wife. And that's why he put us here. So never had any problems with that. It's like when you want to have that moment with that special someone, I don't mean no harm, because I respect Evangelist Shirley Caesar, but you can't put that on. You got to put something else on.
Oh, look, Glenn.
Yeah, a little Glenn, a little Stevie or Luther or whatever. Right. But no, I feel blessed because I have a lot of people that come to my shows on a Saturday night. Sunday morning they in church. And as you saw tonight, we have a little church in my show, so it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I agree. And just to go back to the things that you talked about in your Unsung, the experiences you had with not only personal but with the label, thinking back to everything that you've endured, would you say that if you had the opportunity to do it all over again and get in this industry, would you still do it?
There is no doubt about it. I never regret not one day doing what I do. I would still do it. Yes. Say, make sure you know the business. I had some things happen to me early on because I wasn't really up on, music publishing and everything. And, You know, because I was really trying to get my opportunity, my first shot. And, you know, a lot of record deals, the first one is like the worst, you know, but I would learn to, I would learn the value, I would know the value of publishing and holding on to it. But, you know, somehow things have come full circle because, you know, what was taken from me then, I'm getting ready to get it back. I'm getting ready to get it back because, you know, after so many years, you can retrieve that publishing again. So I'm getting ready to get all of my songs that I wrote, you know, from the time I was writing songs when I was 14, 15 years old, I'm getting ready to get the rights back to that music.
What kept you going with all of that, the negativity and things you went through? What kept you pushing?
Just the love of music, you know, it's the only thing I know. I've always done it, you know, even when I was a kid, you know, convincing people that I was musical or that I had the talent that I had. But, you know, it was easier because of my mother. My mother, you know, she always believed in me, you know, and she would stay up all night and make my little suits and my little costumes when I had, really, you know, yeah, when I had to sing, you know, if I said, Mama, I want a whatever color suit, you know, she would stay up. She was a great seamstress, and she would make it, and she supported me, and she took me to church conventions and just took me wherever I needed to go, she and my older brothers, so I could display my talent. So I'm grateful for that also.
So tell us a little bit about the new album.
Well, I have a new project, and actually we've released 2 singles so far. The first single that we released is a single entitled Love by Design, which I collaborated on that with my good friend Regina Bell. And we've worked together before. We did a record back in the day called From Now On, a beautiful ballad. And then the second single is a song called You and Me, which is a 2-step, you know, killer stepper song. And I'm featuring Nick Corleone on that song. And that's the second single. The album is coming out in the summer, I would say around July. I've got people on the record like Nick Corleone. I've got Kim Waters. I've got my niece Iana Crawley. I've got my wife Genovia Jeter Jones, and I've got people like Chucky Booker, who, you know, wrote and produced, you know, and he's mixing one of my songs right now. So it's a full cast. I got my little brother Dave Hollister on there supporting me. Yeah, I raised that boy, as I always say, you know.
That sounds like an amazing album, and we're going to be on the lookout for it. Before we get out of here, I brought this along out of my archive, and I just want you to put your little Hancock on this, and we're going to get on out of here. just had to dig in the crates a little bit to let you know, this is just one of many.
This is the kind of stuff that I don't like for my friends to see.
Yeah, but we just wanted to put this out. We're gonna have him sign this, just so you know, I'm a die-hard Glenn Jones fan. Yes, and I'm continuing to support you, and I thank you so much for giving me some time. We got to wrap this up because I could talk to him all night, but he has to go rest. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's your girl Stacey Bay, Glenn Jones. Y'all keep it locked.